Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 2 on the 200 horsepower challenge here on Comlands with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, you'll notice a couple things right away. One, we're in February, so obviously I've jumped time ahead quite a bit. And two, our money has gone up. The money should be no surprise, because when I left you, I was selling our silage we had in our bunker, and we ended up getting about 42, between 42 and 43,000 for that silage. I haven't spent anything, so that money is all sitting there right now. And we're at the point again where we can sell silage. I jumped ahead, cut all our grass again, put it in our bunker, and I have something interesting to show you. Let's open this bunker up, and we'll see that we have 132,000 liters of silage. Now, last time I sold 110,000 liters, and as you may recall, that was actually our second cut, because I started this map originally as a multiplayer. I cut all the grass with our mowing setup and the buildings all in place, and I got 100,000 liters. Then, because of issues I was having with these buildings on the multiplayer setup, I had to start the game again and on just a single player setup. So to get back to where we were as quick as possible, I mowed all of this area without the buildings being here. And that time I got 110,000 liters of silage, which is not surprising because all this area with where the buildings and bunkers and that are had grass in it. Well, once I had sold that and the grass had grown back, I mowed all of this again with our mowing setup, and definitely mowed a smaller area because now the buildings obviously were all back here. And if you can see, let's run across the road here if I can do it without getting hit because traffic is back on. You can see that with the butterfly mower I was able to pull more grass in from the edge. You can see there's none of these taller plants, weeds, whatever you want to connect over here. That's because I mowed this strip right from where my cursor is there to here. That's the width of one wing of the butterfly mower, and I was able to pull that grass in. Because we're using our setup, I obviously couldn't reach out there because that's technically not our land, so I mowed right to here only. So definitely a smaller area, yet we got more grass. How very interesting. Now, we did nothing to this field. It's still just meadow grass because we haven't created a proper field, didn't plow it out and reseed it or anything. So yeah, very interesting. Not sure why that is. Not going to complain. I'm going to take it. So we can sell this silage off now, and that actually was ready last month, but I jumped one more month just because February had the peak price. So I'm going to get set up and get this silage sold. Now, interestingly enough, it takes me longer to sell the silage than it does to mow the grass, just to load it up with our bucket. So I'm going to do that off camera, and we'll see where our money is at, and we'll get back to you then. Actually, check that. I'm going to get one loaded up. I'll show you something else I learned. So I'll get one trailer loaded here, and then I'll bring you back in. So see you in a little bit. Okay, got a trailer load, but just before we head up to the sell point, I just wanted to say this is an excellent bunker. It doesn't bleed through at all. That's just a little piece that I pushed there with the bucket, but it doesn't bleed through at all, and it's easy to get all the material out of it. You don't leave anything behind. I've had some where there'll be a little piece left behind that you just can't seem to pick up for some reason, but this one works excellent. I'm not sure if that's all due to the bunker, if some of the credit goes to the bucket I'm using. This is just, I don't think it's anything special, just a Hauer bucket. So I thought I'd show you, I found another way to the shop that is a lot closer. but it does make this old Deutschfahrt grunt going up this hill. Now, I was trying to decide whether I'd expand and land first or get the cows going first, and I have decided that we're going to get the cows going. I do need to do something about being able to empty that bunker a little bit more efficiently, but I've decided that the cows are going to come before any kind of equipment upgrades or anything, or we buy more land. And we're not going to do animals in a big way. We'll do cows and probably some chickens. I don't know if we'll do anything else, but we're not going to do a high number of them. And I almost always do bales, so I've decided on this challenge we're going to stick with loose product. And so I have a item I'd like to purchase that well, I'll share with you in a little bit. That'll be our first item that we should be able to afford once we sell off this silage. It'll pretty much I think wipe us out, and we'll have to wait for the next cutting before we move beyond that. So, but yeah, if you follow this road, you'll come up that hill and around and into town. But I said it does make the old Deutschfahrt grunt coming up there. I do want to, get a slightly larger loading wagon and do something, a bigger mowing setup, other equipment upgrades, but we're going to get some cattle going first. Because we have enough land to support the cattle for the feed. The only thing we don't have is straw, and we can buy straw. I mean, that's not unrealistic that a farmer may buy a product he's short of, so we're not going to need that much, I don't think, so we'll just buy what we need in. Let's see what we get for this. I think it was, what, 8,900, wasn't it, that we got per load last time? So we'll see what we get this time. And we have basically one extra load. Pretty much. $10,000, just a little over, and we should have about 4 more loads, I think. So we should be about pretty close to the 100,000 mark when we get this sold. I am going to stop here and do some equipment repairs and fuel the tractor up, but I'm going to carry on and get that bunker emptied, and I'll see you when I get that done. Well, there we go. That's the majority of our silage sold. I did leave a little bit in here, what's left, 18,000, that we're going to put to good use here in a minute or so. We are at 96,972. We were at 97,000, what was it, 268, I believe it was. But I did a little landscaping here at the end of this building in preparation for something that we're going to add. Now, I added this mod in when it first came out, and I've never gotten rid of it because I've always wanted to use it but never have. And this seems like the perfect opportunity. So let's take a look. It's under Productions. There it is. Oh, I already had it selected there. There it is there. The Silo King. The stationary one. Now, it's a little bit pricey, but it has some storage capacity on it. Now, I can not recall how much it was now, but I'm certain it'll be enough to keep up with these 20 cows. And I'm thinking we'll go no more than maybe 100, somewhere between 100 and 150 cows, maybe max, on this series. Okay, I just got to take a minute and concentrate because it's a little tricky. Actually, I think it works better if I turn free mode on. What it was happening when I tried this out, it was burying the feet in the ground, and I didn't want that. It didn't look good. Is that lined up properly with the end of the building? Looks like it's a little crooked. Maybe we need to turn. Oh, that looks good. Now, we have to get it fairly close for those feet to be. It's probably closer than what you would actually put it in real life. No, there is a sweet spot. Sorry, it's a little messing around. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll get it placed and I'll bring it back in. Well, there. I finally found the sweet spot. I did a couple trial runs before I tried to record. I thought, oh yeah, I can get it back there, no problem. And yeah, no, I couldn't. But you'll notice these feet are just a hair off here in front. But hey, we'll take it. That is why I don't usually place things on camera. The other thing is I'm a little too fussy probably for my own good if things aren't lined up in that. But I'm happy with that. I think that'll work quite well. So now I'm going to take and bucket in that silage, and that will hopefully give us some idea what it will hold. And the next cutting, I'm going to try and do roughly the same amount. I'll do 18,000 liters of hay and then the rest in silage. Eventually we're going to gravel this yard area here, but right now we're taking grass off it, so we're just going to leave it as is for now and keep mowing it because we need every blade of grass we can get. But as soon as we get more land, we're going to tidy this yard up. Same goes thing for the home yard over here, and we're going to add some decoration. I want to put a fuel tank in, and we need to get a repair point and pressure washer. So I am going to take care of those items at some point here, but I'll get that silage in. I'll bring it back in and we'll see where we're at as far as capacity goes. Well, there we go. That's the silage all dumped in there. Let's take a look and see where we're at as far as fill goes. We're not half full. Maybe 60,000 liters. It'll hold something like that, I'm going to guess. Between 50-60,000 liters. And according to the recipe, it uses half silage. So, of course, we don't know what the output side of it holds. So, but what I'd like to do now is when we do our next cutting, I'll try and gauge and get somewhere in that vicinity around 20,000 liters of hay we'll throw in there. Well, actually, we don't need 20. We only need half. But we'll make a little bit of hay anyways, and we'll throw that in there, and then we'll buy some straw, and we'll have some feed mix, and then hopefully once that next cutting of silage ferments, we'll have enough money to throw some cows in there. That is the plan. Now I do have a plan for how we're going to make the hay, but what the processes we're using here to start are not what we're going to do long term. This is just what we have to do to get going. My thinking is I'll do a traditional mow, Ted, windrow type hay operation on a little bit larger scale, of course dictated by the size of our tractors, because that's something I don't often do. I always try and find the easiest way around it. So I think we'll do that on here. So I think that is where we're going to leave this episode. Now, I'm not quite sure where we're at time-wise. As long as I don't go over that kind of 20-minute mark, I'm not going to concern myself like if it's only been 10 minutes or so, because it's kind of just to be an update as to where things are and where we're going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep again till the grass is ready, and then I will bring you in and we'll make some hay and probably buy some straw bales if we have enough money left. We'll go from there. So if you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget about that old notification bell. But until next time, it's Farmer Murphy signing out from Calmlands.